There's a number buried inside the Social Security formula. Once your earnings pass it, every extra year you work adds almost nothing to your check. Not a little, almost nothing. The government doesn't hide this number, but they don't exactly show it to you either. It's sitting in a table on the SSA website that most people have never opened. And because of that, millions of people work 5, 6, 7 extra years for a raise of a few dollars a month. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the number, the simple math behind it, and how to check where you are. It takes about 2 minutes on your phone. Here's what most people believe. Work longer, get a bigger check. A straight line. More years in, more money out. That's not how the formula works. The real line looks like this. It starts steep, then it bends, and bends again, and after the second bend, it goes almost flat. Those two spots are literally called bend points. And which side of them you're standing on changes everything about when work stops paying you back. So where exactly does the line go flat? Let's do the math. I promise it's simpler than it sounds. Social Security takes your 35 highest earning years, adjusts them for inflation, and turns them into one number, your average monthly earnings. They call it AIMA, average index monthly earnings. Then they run that number through 3 brackets. And this is the part nobody tells you. The first $1,286 of your monthly average the government replaces at 90%, 90 cents of benefit for every dollar. Everything between 1,286 and 7,749.32%, and everything ABOVE 7,749.15%. 1-5. Think about that. Your first dollars earn you 90 cents each. Your last dollars earn you 15. Same job, same taxes taken out of every paycheck, 6 times less back. Let me make this real. Meet Tom. Tom's career average is about $93,000 a year. That puts his monthly number right at that second bend point, $7,749. Tom just got a promotion. He's excited. He thinks he's building a bigger retirement. He is not. From this day forward, every extra dollar Tom earns buys him 15 cents of monthly benefit. Tom is working just as hard as the guy who gets 90 goodage. The formula just stopped caring. So here it is. The number is $7,749 a month, roughly $93,000 a year in career average earnings. If your average is past that line, you're in the 15% zone. More years, more raises, more overtime, the needle barely moves. That's the whole secret. That's why someone can work 3 extra years and gain $20 a month. And one more thing they never send you a memo about. Your formula gets locked in the year you turn 62. Locked. Permanently. You can keep working, keep delaying, the brackets never change again. Real quick, I make videos like this one, where I take the retirement math nobody explains and break it down in plain English. No sales speech, just the numbers. If that's useful to you, hit subscribe right now, because what comes next might matter even more than what you just heard. Here's why. Because for high earners, it gets worse. There's a second ceiling above the one I just showed you, and past this one, your extra dollars don't earn 15 cents. They earn 0. It's called the taxable maximum. In 2026, it's $184,500 a year. Any dollar you earn above that line is not taxed for Social Security, but it also never counts toward your benefit. Ever. So picture an executive making $300,000 a year. She assumes her big salary is building a big benefit. But as far as Social Security is concerned, she makes $184,500. The other $115,000 invisible. Doesn't exist. Her check will be exactly the same as her co-workers who earns $120,000 less than she does, as long as they are both above the cap. That's why the maximum possible Social Security check exists at all. You literally cannot buy a bigger one, no matter how much you earn. Okay, so the formula has ceilings, but maybe you're thinking the opposite thing. Fine, then I'll grab my check early at 62 and keep working on the side. Careful. That's where the system sets its most expensive trap. It's called the earnings test, and it catches people every single year. If you claim before your full retirement age and keep working, there's a limit on what you can earn. In 2026, that limit is $24,480 a year. Go above it, and Social Security starts clawing your check back $1 withheld for every $2 you earn over the line. Run that on a real person. You claim at 63, keep your job, earn $50,000, you're about $25,500 over the limit. Social Security withholds roughly $12,750 of your benefits that year. For a lot of people, that's their entire check, months and months of expected deposits that just don't come. And nobody warned them when they filed. Now, two honest details. The year you reach full retirement age, the limit jumps way up to $65,160 and the penalty softens. And once you actually hit full retirement age, the test disappears completely. You can earn $1 million a year and keep every cent. The withheld money also isn't fully lost. Your check gets recalculated at full retirement age to credit some of it back over time. But here's the practical takeaway. Claiming early and working a real job at the same time is usually the worst possible combination. You take the permanent reduction for claiming at 62 up to 30% off forever, and then the earnings test eats what's left. So early filing plus work is a trap. What about the opposite play, delaying as long as possible? That's where an extra year really can pay you big, but only for some people. Here's how to know if you're one of them. Remember, the formula uses your 35 best years. But here's the catch. If you don't have 35 years of earnings, the government doesn't skip those years. It fills them with zeros, and those zeros drag your whole average down. So, picture two people. Sarah stayed home with her kids for 8 years. She has 27 working years and 8 zeros in her record. Every new year Sarah works kicks out a zero and her check jumps. For Sarah, working longer is one of the best deals in the entire system. Now take Tom again, 35 full years, all of them solid. When Tom works one more year, it doesn't replace a zero. It replaces one of his own decent years with a slightly better one. The gain is pennies. Same rule. Opposite results. So which one are you? Don't guess. Go to ssa.gov/myaccount, open your earnings record, and count the zeros. 2 minutes. That one list tells you whether extra work is a jackpot or a waste. And if you're thinking, fine, then I'll just delay my claim forever and let it grow, careful, that trick has an expiration date too. And missing it costs real money. Waiting past your full retirement age does boost your check 8% for every year you delay. That's a real guaranteed raise, and for a lot of people it's worth taking. But those credits stop cold on your 70th birthday. At 70, the growth is zero, nothing, done. And here's the brutal part. Every month you don't file after 70 is a check that simply never existed. It doesn't get added later. It doesn't roll over. If your benefit is $4,000 a month and you file 6 months late, that's $24,000 gone, not delayed, gone. You will never get that money. And nobody at Social Security is required to warn you. Just to show you the spread. Claim at 62, and the maximum check is around $2,700 a month. Wait until 67, about $4,150. Hold out to 70, roughly a quarter higher still. Which raises the obvious question everyone asks next. So which is actually more money over a lifetime, grabbing the smaller check early or waiting for the bigger one? There's a real answer, and it comes down to one age. Here's the math. Claim at 62, and by the time you turn 70, you've already collected 8 years of checks, call it a head start of a couple $100,000. The person who waited until 70 starts at zero, but every one of their checks is much bigger. So the bigger checks chase the head start, and they catch it right around age 80. That's the break-even point. Give or take a year depending on your exact numbers. Die before roughly 80, and claiming early was the winning move. Life past 80, and every year after that, the late claimer pulls further and further ahead. Make it to 90, and the difference can be well over $100,000 in total lifetime benefits. That's the $100,000 decision hiding inside one form. So the honest question isn't when can I file? It's how long do people in my family live? Parents into their 90s, good health, no dangerous habits, the math leans hard toward waiting. Serious health issues at 60, the math flips completely. And taking it early is not a mistake, it's the correct move. There is no universal answer. There's only your answer. One more thing before the checklist, because there's a version of this where being married changes the whole equation. If you're the higher earner in a couple, your delay doesn't just raise your check. When you pass away, your spouse can step up to a survivor benefit based on what you were receiving, meaning your decision to wait keeps paying to someone you love long after you're gone. For married couples, the higher earners claiming age is usually the single most important money decision in the household. So let's put it all together. 4 questions. Count your yeses. 1. Is your career average income above roughly $93,000 a year? If yes, extra work barely grows your check. 2. Do you already have 35 solid years, no zeros? If yes, new years replace good years, and the gain is tiny. 3. Are you planning to claim early and keep working? If yes, stop and run the earnings test math first, because the system may claw back most of what you filed for. 4. Are you past your full retirement age and just waiting on autopilot? If yes, check the calendar, because at 70 the meter stops. Yes to 1 and 2, no to 3 and 4. The formula finished paying you a while ago. Every extra year at work is a year you're giving away for free. All knows every year you add is still building your check. Most people are somewhere in between, and now you know exactly which levers still work for you. Quick note, all the exact numbers in this video. The band points of 1,286 and 7,749. The $184,500 cap, the $24,480 earnings limit, those are the 2026 figures, and the band points apply to people turning 62 this year. The dollar amounts shift a little every year, but the logic never changes. And this is education, not financial advice. Your situation is yours, so run your own numbers before you act. Now this video was about when working longer stops mattering. But there's a bigger question. Out of the 5 levels of Social Security checks, from 1,000 a month to over 5,000, which one is yours heading toward? I broke that down right here.